Please welcome a man who found out on Friday he was back for another tilt at the title. This is his 18th Masters campaign. Winner of this season's English Open and twice a champion here at the Pally. He is back to his best. The Thunder from Down Under, Neil Robertson. And his opponent, without question, one of the all-time greats. Runner-up on his debut at the Masters 3 decades ago. And here he is, emerging for a record-extending 31st appearance in the event. Twice a champion of the Masters, still delivering at the highest level. And I'll tell you what, he's walked way more than 500 miles in his glittering career. Here comes the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins.
Nice choice, John, once again. So, up until the final itself, these matches are best of 11 frames played in a single session. Settle back until we get a worthy winner this afternoon. And calling it for us, it's hello again to world champion Stephen Hendry. John Parrott, all yours.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Hazel.
See you first frame.
And good afternoon, everybody. What an introduction that was.
This man gave chase and indeed overhauled John Higgins. And I'm sure that that is playing in his mind, if not John's right now. Back we go. This is frame 9 of a possible 11.
Yeah, and I always think with scoreline like this one, 5-3, he won't be getting overly excited just yet. But if he gets 5-4, he will be, because he'll be breathing right down John's neck.
One.
Wow, what a pot. Once again, it looks like he's off. Pretty good chance this. Plenty of reds open. Certainly to score a few and get your nose in front in the frame by a few points.
Six.
What's that? 6, 7 reds available.
7.
And momentum. That's the key at the moment, because that's what Robertson's got.
Twelve. 13.
Yeah, the whole demeanour is completely different. The facial reactions, the speed of the walk around the table, the speed of shot choice, completely different to the player that went 5-1 behind.
May have to be a plant after that. Wanted the flick just to move that red away. That happened.
20.
And there's a bit of distance between these two reds. Shouldn't be the hardest shot in the world, but he'd love to get it, keep that momentum going. Nothing else.
Just thinking if he does play the plant, does the first ready hits block the pocket possibly? I don't think so. Yeah, you can see it. It has blocked the pocket, so that's why he's gone up for the blue. It's a different sound to the strike. All of a sudden, it's more crisp. It's getting the reaction of the cue ball.
26.
Yeah, he's definitely become mentally uncluttered, hasn't he? It's only about potting the ball and getting on the next one. Ball down to that. Not thinking about the consequences or what's going on out there. He's just potting balls.
And he has, as I mentioned earlier, got good memories from, say, that final. They came back to beat John. These things stay with you.
33.
They also stay with your opponent, which can be even more beneficial to Neil.
34.
Cue ball's got to travel here. And he has just made the journey. It's gone past the blue.
And it's a wonderful game, isn't it? And Higgins just sitting there. All he can do is hope Neil breaks down. So no problem with the next red
39.
and colour. Again, it starts to get a little trickier after that.
40.
Tremendous cue power. Absolutely tremendous.
47.
Watch this cue ball go in and then take off again. I mean, to get through the cluster, that must have been struck beautifully. 4 reds there, and the cue ball managed to force them out. He will absolutely kick himself if he doesn't win the frame in this visit. As he's got these in a wonderful position, he's manoeuvred them perfectly. That red in the middle pocket
53.
was a superb shot to start the break. And since then, this has just been like he's playing in the club. He's almost running round.
$59. 60.
It's amazing, the psychology of snooker. John Higgins, in getting that 5-1 lead, basically looked like he just needed to stand up to win frames. It was that easy, that comfortable. Now all of a sudden, winning that elusive
65.
match-winning frame seems so difficult.
66.
Certainly wiped its feet. Never in doubt, said Neil. It can be
74.
very disconcerting to play against as well. We've all been there, Steve. Remember we had a lead like that and someone just keeps coming back and It seems every time they come to the table, they've either made a chance or forced a chance, and it's just so difficult to stop.
Yeah, but Neil making that little quip to the audience. Your opponent looks like they're starting to enjoy themselves out there. It all adds up to the annoyance and the anxiety in John Higgins' seat.
Yep, and he's got to, from Neil Robertson's point of view, he's sort of been freewheeling a little bit,
90.
thinking, well, maybe I'm out of this year's championship. At 5-4, he's going to be thinking anything but that. So can he maintain this tempo and fluency, an uncluttered approach when he's getting near the winning post?
97.
Going to be fascinating to watch.
$98.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and thoroughly deserved. What a break this has been.
104.
First century of this year's championship, and a very important one for the Aussie. And boy, is he taken these well. I think there's a few people in the auditorium, Stephen, who are getting ready to book the taxi.
109.
They're not now.
$113.
This has been a wonderful break. The sound of it is just so much different.
$118.
An absolutely wonderful break. The pin doesn't go in, but nobody cares about that. And both players are about to leave the auditorium. What a match this has turned into. We all thought it was over. It's not yet. John Higgins leads by 5 frames to 4. Yep, I do, Hazel. And I can tell you, it's a lot easier in here than it is out there. Both boys will be going through all kinds of emotions. And the interesting part here for me is, can Neil Robertson maintain, well, the carefree way he's been playing just to get back in this match? Can he keep that going right through to the finisher? Well, there's one of my answers. What a pot that was again. And not the worst kiss. Fabulous.
Fine. Six.
Well, I mean, you can count 4, probably 5 reds that were in the open there, but decided to play ultra aggressively. As much to bring pink into play as to be on a red.
Maybe that one in the middle. He's finished actually a little awkward, hasn't he? It's not great for any of them. Well, this one does pot in the middle.
12.
He's played that superbly well.
$18.
He's playing at a great pace now, and it's still very important to stay composed, even when you're playing at that pace. Not to get too overexcited and think ahead. You've still got to play each shot and give each shot its due care and attention. But don't let up on the way you're playing in terms of the pace. Because it is literally two different players we've seen this afternoon.
$25.
Yeah, year in and year out you come to this event and you expect to see lots of 6-4s and 6-5s. There's so little between the players, but I must confess, when it was 5-1, I couldn't see this happening. It looked like
26.
a very comfortable afternoon for John Higgins. But at the moment it's proven to be anything but. Hasn't done a lot wrong since he went 4 frames ahead. This is the level you're playing at. The opponent gets the cue ball, there's just nothing you can do.
32. $30. $39. $40. $46. $47.
Yeah, that was the potential there, just to go wrong if he can in that red.
52.
He'd like to not had enough as much angle as that on the blue, so he could have just dropped on the red that was above the black, but couldn't do it at the angle he had. And now that cannon's come about. Will that be end of break? Incredible. Absolutely incredible what's going on here. An absolute exhibition of potting. Basically refusing to leave the table. Yeah, pretty obvious that red doesn't pass the brown into the what we call the yellow pocket. Otherwise he'd just be dropping one in and playing that red, but that's not available. So we saw him line up with his cue there. Must be one of the 2 reds on the right.
$59.
So you would think one good piece of cueing with that extension on his cue should see him home in this frame. And it goes. Beautiful. The quality of his cue ball control and his cueing has just been, well, as good as Neil Robertson can hit it.
It's incredible. We've had 2 shots in this match that have completely changed the momentum. The first one, second frame, Neil Robertson, the red rolls off. Goes 5-1 behind, then John Higgins misses that easy red into the right middle and has basically sat in his chair. He's had one chance since then. Incredible how 2 shots can have such importance in a best of 11.
73. 74.
Yeah, and in 4 frames in the middle of the afternoon, Neil Robertson scored 16 points in those 4 frames. And since he's gone on this run, John Higgins has only scored 21. The turnaround is incredible. Well, he can't pop one from here. If he pops one from here, I'll never believe it. Oh, cushion first, better run inside. No, stop it. I told you he couldn't put one from here. Absolutely brilliant from Neil Robertson. What another wonderful frame of snooker. The crowd are giving him a standing ovation. Now, don't blame him either. What a fantastic frame of snooker that was. We thought it was all over at 5-1. It's not now. We're in for a final frame decider. Neil Robertson levels at 5 each.
A few short minutes ago, it looked like John Higgins would be striding into the quarterfinals, but now it's all on this final frame. Will it be Robertson or will it be Higgins?
Yep, that's what you get in this fabulous venue and in this wonderful tournament. Throw the top players into the melting pot and you end up getting matches like this. Best players in the world, without a shadow of a doubt, and they can throw up some surprises, some shocks and some wonderful snooker. What a pot.
A trademark John Higgins mannerism there, the sort of lick of the lips when he pots a shot like that and senses an opportunity. How he would love to get on that red to the right of the black. Clear that black to both corner pockets. That's 3 or 4 shots ahead, I think. May go into the bunch before then, but that'll be in the back of his mind, that red. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
3.
I say that he's just not on the top red of these two, the left-hand side one. If he's going to play the other one, does he have to play a cannon? Or maybe he can just squeeze through. It's tight.
Four.
I just played it with just the slightest trace of right-hand side there.
Boy, you've got to be tough to play this game, haven't you? He's absolutely sat in his chair and he's been
11.
unable to do anything about it for the last 4 frames. And what an opening pot
12.
he's come out with there.
Yeah, that's probably why he feels and looks actually okay, composed, because he knows he hasn't had a chance in the last 2 frames. He's done nothing wrong. And so he's had no scars from the last 2 frames. He's got a clear enough mind out there at the moment. And how many times has he done this in his career? Deciding frame, potted a long ball, and made a frame winning break.
20.
Yeah, his turn to look on. What we can do is hope he's going to get back to the table at some point.
He got in first in the deciding frame against Judd Trump in the UK Championship. So wasn't able to score enough points. And then Judd pinched it.
27.
We're hoping that doesn't happen again.
28.
There's a red below the pink. I'm sure goes to left corner pocket.
$35. From Higgins. 35.
Thought it was worth the risk. And if you hit the top bump, unfortunately, you tend to stick them up.
You know, is this going to be a carbon copy of that decider against Judd in the UK?
One.
Match time just sneaks past the 3 hours, but well, as I mentioned earlier, we didn't think it was going to get anywhere near that. But the turnaround has been remarkable. Neil just needs that to run a touch, and it has.
5. Six.
There's a red in the middle of
13.
the 5. Is available to left corner. This is going to bring everything into the open. Okay, could have done a slightly better cue ball. Closer to the cushion he would have liked, and looks pretty straight on the black.
Yeah, first glance you think he might have to just pot the black and try and pot the red in the middle. Not easy. Doesn't look like he's got much. Mind you, he had a shot similar to this earlier on and he forced an angle out of it. Looks like he's going to do the same again.
21.
What's he on? Has he got the gap? If he's got the gap for the one in the middle, that'll be a result. And he has, you know. Yep. Far from easy, but it's on.
Didn't try to do too much for the cue ball. As you see there, it wasn't the easiest of pots. Didn't try to get low in the black. Just made sure of it. Again, this is not ideal in this red
29.
to right corner.
Not absolutely in control of the cue ball here either. So.
35. 36.
Yeah, looks for all money like those two reds near the side cushion, one below the middle pocket, one above it, are going to be the key balls. No reason why these next two reds won't be dispatched, but it's the last two that are going to be the interesting ones.
Yeah, I'm thinking if he gets in the right angle in the red that's next to the pink spot, he could take that red off and leave himself on the
44.
pink. Can't really get that angle from where he is now. He'd like to be putting the red into the left corner. So he's taking the cue ball across towards that red, just below the left middle pocket.
Well, one thing you can say is the red, well, both of them indeed, are okay for doubles, if that's all you can do with them. All to be revealed.
$51.
So there's an angle to try and move the first one. Very important cannon this is.
$57.
Hit that harder than I thought he was going to, because if he'd made contact with the red, would he been on it?
Yeah, the other thing as well is if you do miss the cannon and you're not as hard, you might have the double on the other one. But where he's finished now, neither of those shots is available.
Robertson, 57.
But an excellent 57 break in reply to John's 35. Yeah, I mean, I know he's been potting everything, but he wasn't going to go for that one. Surely John's not thinking of a cross double. Yeah, the trouble with that is it's taking the red or the cue ball towards the other red, so I don't think that shot's on. And the last thing Neil will want to do is to move that red that's below the middle pocket, that one near the side cushion. You won't want to touch that at all. Got a 22-point lead. Doesn't really want to remove that off the cushion because you leave yourself open to a clearance. Trouble is, what can he do with the one he can only half see? Yeah, looks like he's forced her into it. About as good as he could do. Tell you what, Stephen, as well, I hope it doesn't come down to a black ball fight. Look where that is. That would be nasty. Yeah, very good pace there. That was all about making sure the object ball was safe. If we got a good cue ball, fair enough. But it was imperative to get that red safe. So played that well.
Neil Robertson 4.
It's an extra 4 points, but where Neil has to put the cue ball, can he avoid the cannon on either the red that's on the top cushion or the black on the other side if he takes this red as a pot? That's what he's looking at. He thinks he's decided that he might not get the cannon if he plays it from the yellow spot. Didn't in fact play the pot at all because of that.
John's got the same problem. If he takes this red on, where's the cue ball? It's going to be going close to the black. Don't want to miss the red and cannon the black, leave the cue ball down there.
Needs that to slow up. It's not safe. Chance for Neil Robertson. And right behind that, as you can see there, this is definitely available. Good news is it's on. Bad news is you can't drop in on the back. So we've got to play it with a bit of pace. One. Yeah, it wasn't absolutely straightforward for position, that. Wow. And this is a bit of cueing if he takes the pink on. Some pressure on this.
Yeah, straight down to it. Didn't hesitate. Fully committed. And 5-1 down. Well, I was going to say, has he got match ball?
Yeah, he concentrated so much on that pot that was difficult. He left himself a little tricky. Oh, but it's there. And what an unbelievable turnaround. I mean, things in snooker never cease to amaze, and this is another one. I couldn't have backed him in bottle washers at 5-1 down. How he's turned this match around is beyond anyone's comprehension. Turned into the real Neil Robertson. And this has been a stunning performance against someone who's done very little wrong. I certainly feel sorry for John Higgins. He's played really well and played his part in this match. Make no mistake. But Neil Robertson's turnaround in form has been sensational.
14.
Wasn't even in the tournament a few days ago. He is now. An incredible turnaround in this match. His cueing, his potting, his break building, everything. I mean, he's
17.
knocking everything in. And if this is what the Masters in 2025 is going to be like, you're in for a treat, people, because what a match we started with. An absolute humdinger. Brilliant, absolute brilliant display from both players. Shake hands, and Neil Robertson, well, standing ovation from this crowd, and why not? One of the best comebacks you'll ever see. How has he done that? The Aussie wins by 6 frames to 5.